Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah Longwell, publisher of the Bulwark. And as the fires continue to rage out in Los Angeles, everybody in politics seems to have immediately jumped into the blame game. Donald Trump has been blaming Gavin Newsom, as well as something called a smelt fish. And I don't know. There's a lot going on here. But as I've been watching people decide who to blame, which tends to pretty much break down to whoever their political enemy is somehow responsible for the fires that are destroying homes out in LA. I did catch this, and by catch it, I mean my producer here, Case, this handsome guy over here, he just flagged this for me. And so I wanted to show you what Charlie Kirk said about why the fires are happening.
It turns out when you need to fight a fire, it doesn't matter if your fire chief is gay, black, lesbian, trans. It matters whether or not you have a capable firefighting force. And they have intentionally tried to drive out all of the white people from the firefighting force in Los Angeles. Oh, we don't need white men to fight fires. I actually think Democrats believe that lesbians or gays have like some sort of magical superpower to stop fires. We can't put out the fire because guess what? When you start to prioritize diversity and sexuality over merit, things tend to not go well.
So I dispute the fact that gays and lesbians do not have magical powers to fight fires. We do. Everyone knows it. It's common knowledge. What I don't understand, I don't understand this idea. So they showed a picture of 3 lesbians there. Now, I'm not going to get into the fact that if you want a job done well, you should go find a lesbian. These are, not magical, but generally good at stuff. I would trust a lesbian to fix it just about anything. But why is Charlie Kirk so mad that the fire chief in LA is a lesbian? Because the last time I checked, the fire chief didn't set the fire. The fire chief, I don't even think that the criticism right now is that the fire department's doing a bad job. Like, I think that people are feeling taken care of by the fire department. These are people who are putting their lives on the line. These are people who are running a massive operation. I've been trying to separate fact from fiction in this story. There's a lot of things coming out saying that the fire department's been underfunded. Then there's like some other ones that say, actually, no, they were funded. I don't know about all that. And the fact is, it is amazing to me how everybody has suddenly become an expert on the LA California wildfires. Like, is it climate change? Is it the smelt? Is it Gavin Newsom? I don't know. Here's what I do know. I know it is wild to, while homes are burning, sit around and look for villains who are just people who politically you disagree with. And so it's not just the lesbians he's mad at, right? He also says it's just woke ideology. Woke ideology is the whole reason that these fires are happening. Let's listen.
Did anyone check the water levels? This is not complicated stuff. You do not need a PhD in astrophysics to figure this out. Do we have water levels? Do we have firefighters that aren't lesbian by the name of Kristen? Do we have the ability to respond to tragedy? Did we clean up the brush? This is the embodiment of left-wing ideology. This is the manifestation of the woke. You can't put out fires. You got a black woman mayor in Ghana. You got 3 lesbian fire chiefs on the name of Kristen. This is peak woke.
I didn't understand why we were so mad about people named Kristen, but he's still on the lesbian thing. It is still the fault of lesbians that this is happening. It's about woke ideology. I got to say, there is no evidence. Zero. I mean, Kristen, because there's like a lot. This was funny to me, actually, that they were all vaguely named Kristen, Christina. But Kristen Crowley, who is the fire chief of the LA Fire Department, has been with it for 22 years. She was promoted through the ranks. She was a paramedic. She was an engineer. She was a fire inspector, a captain 1, captain 2, battalion chief, assistant chief, deputy chief, chief deputy, and fire chief. There's not any evidence that A, she got this job because she's a lesbian. There's also no evidence that she's doing a bad job right now. So like, I don't know why he's like freaking out about this. Yeah. Also apparently firefighters do have to be white. I think that there's, again, without evidence whatsoever, the problem seems to be that there are not enough white people fighting the fires. Now, I think white people can be excellent firefighters, but I have also seen no evidence that black people cannot also be excellent firefighters. But Charlie Kirk apparently seems to know something different. So I guess, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing right now. Am I trying to argue with Charlie Kirk? I'm not really. I do want you guys to see, because this is all the rage. Like the pictures of all the Christines, Christine. There's just like a picture of them from 2016 that's being widely circulated by everybody being like, these are the people fighting the fires. How can LA survive when 3 lesbians again, one is like the HR person. Okay. She's not fighting the fire. I don't think that it's that big a deal. The rest of them guys are all men, plenty of them white. But you're right. Some of them are black and Hispanic. And so how will we put the fires out? I just don't know. Okay. And then he goes on to say, because these people donated to Biden and Kamala Harris, they advocated for their own destruction. Let's listen.
No one deserves to suffer because of their politics. However, if you have voted a certain way, this is what you wanted. This used to be a conservative area back in the 1950s. 8 out of 10 of those houses you're seeing are left-wing Democrats. 8 out of 10. And that's a tragedy. They don't deserve it. They're American citizens. They deserve help. But they advocated for this. They donated to Joe Biden. They raised money for Kamala Harris. And this is why politics matters. And this is why when these pastors and these good-for-nothing people will come up to me, oh, Charlie, I'm tired of politics. Well, if you don't get politics right, you don't have a home.
Literally, I guess. If you vote wrong and your home burns down, I do like how he's like, I'm not saying anybody deserves to suffer, but they deserve this. So I don't think his what is that? What is it when you his preemptive, his like little preamble there of saying that he certainly doesn't want anything bad to happen to these people. I'm not sure. That doesn't seem true, actually, based on what he's actually saying. Yeah. Okay. So the last clip I want to show you is Charlie Kirk, who often has the president's ear, ran his ground game in the last election. Said that Trump should withhold aid unless California fires the lesbian fire chief.
When California in a couple of weeks comes crawling back for federal assistance, Trump should say, listen, I'm not going to give you a dime unless you fire the lesbian Kristens. James Woods, who has become a really good friend, said, hey, the fire truck pulled up to try to put out the fire in front of his home. Turns out there was no water. But there is a lesbian fire chief. Which one would you rather have? Water, lesbian fire chief. Lesbian, fire chief, water.
Do those things cancel each other out? Like, did she drink all the water? Why can you have not water, but the lesbian fire chief? I don't think this is making good logical sense, Charlie. I do not think you know very much about these fires. And Charlie, I'm not sure you're a great guy, because actually, here's the thing we say about the fires right now while they rage. I hope everybody's okay. I hope everybody stays safe. I hope the firefighters who are putting their lives in harm's way to help James Woods and all of the other people out there in California, I hope that everybody thanks them. I hope that people send aid where they can. And we all hope that everybody recovers. And as Americans, we are pulling for you. Whether you are lesbian, black, or white, we hope that everybody does okay out there. And thank you to everybody who is fighting that fire. All right, guys. Sorry I ran you through that. I just had to say something about Charlie Kirk. I'll see you later.